YouTube PJ here, this Dog Pound 24/7. Thanks for tuning into the channel. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and take that time. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and hit that notification bell for all the latest content being dropped. Thanks for coming back to the channel. I got a hell of a story for you guys today. At least I think it was crazy. All right? It's a crazy situation. It's a situation that shouldn't have happened, and it's got a kind of a crazy ending to it, and it's got a little sad ending to it, if you ask me. Before I get into that, I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers for their loyalty and dedication to the channel. You guys have been awesome, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I put a lot of work into this channel, okay? As you all know, I work a full-time job, up to 50 to 55 hours a week, and I do this on the side for, to try to help people. That's my goal. This is why I'm trying to build this channel. It's kind of like a pay it forward thing for me, you know what I mean? A lot of people have helped me along my way to get where I'm at today, so I'm trying to help the next man myself. That is my goal, and that's my only goal, is to build this channel and to help people, alright? But that's why I'm thanking you guys, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be rocking this channel. And I'd like to thank everybody that's donated to this channel. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do that by visiting paypal.com and smashing in andrewscardnation19@gmail.com. All donations are truly appreciated. All donations are pretty much going to this channel. Like, I want to upgrade the equipment. My next goal, like I've mentioned, is the camera. That is what I'm working on, alright? And let's get right into this video. Alright. Like I said, I was in a minimum security prison at one point in my bid, alright? I was in Lion Mountain, New York, okay? It is in the middle of nowhere. And when I tell you in the middle of nowhere, it is in the middle of nowhere. Just picture one of them movies, alright, with a one-pump gas station. In the middle of nowhere, across the street is this prison, alright? Like I said, it's a minimum. This prison was an old school building, okay? Back from the 60s and 70s and 50s or whatever. This town it's crazy. It's kind of like horrific when you're going through there. It's like really, I don't know, depressing. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them type deals. So, and like I said, it was an old school building, and because I went and did a little research on this place, because I was always wondering why the hell was there a school in the middle of nowhere? Because like there's the next town over, like to go to a damn grocery store, I guess was like 15 minutes away. Alright, and there's this school in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy, right? Right. So I did the research on that, but that's what that town was. Is the money came through. Yeah, it came through was from mining and all that good shit. So I was at this minimum, alright, and just picture all the classrooms were turned into dorms, 10 to 15 man dorms, throughout the building, and in this dorm, alright, that took this situation, it ended up happening over time. Okay, what I'm about to break down to you just didn't happen. All right, there was a build up. You know what I'm saying? So there was this kid there. All right, young white kid. Everybody took advantage of him. Preying on the weak type deal thing, and I can't stand that. I used to feel bad for this kid, and I've actually almost threw hands over with this kid. You know what I mean? Because I can't stand watching another grown-ass man prey on a weak person that won't defend themselves. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. And I'm sorry if I have some subscribers and viewers. If you're like one of the type of people, I'm sorry. Fuck you. I'm not trying to offend nobody, but I don't rock like that, man. I don't like preying on the weak. That is not my style. And I hope my subscribers, that ain't their style either. I hope not, because if you are, you can unsubscribe to my channel, because that's not how I roll. But anyway, this kid was always being fucked with and taken advantage of and whatnot. And everybody would like friendly extort him, take him for everything this kid had. This kid never really even had anything in the first place. And anything that he got, or, because somebody would look out for him, the next man would try to get it from him. Okay, I remember there was a couple of different times the kid smoked cigarettes, and he'd get his little box of top from somebody, and somebody would be right there smoking it with him, smoking that whole pouch with him. That kind of stuff happened with this kid all the time, alright? He didn't have a lot of money, like I said. I think he had his mother and sister. It was something of that nature, you know what I mean? And he didn't come from a family with money, nothing like that. So you can only imagine. So the kid did a lot of different odds and ends things around the prison, hustle up, make a buck or two so he can support his little coffee habit, his smoking habit, and like I said, when anything he got, people were trying to take from him. It's bullshit. And it used to drive me nuts. Like I said, I ended up throwing hands over with this kid. But anyway, this kid was not all there anyway. You know what I mean? He was one of them, like, just picture small white kids that shouldn't be in prison. And I ended up finding out why he was in prison. He did a little burglary because I had him looked up because when I was in prison, I didn't really fuck with nobody if I didn't know why they were there, or I especially wouldn't defend anybody if I didn't, if they were there on a fucked up charge. That wouldn't be happening. Excuse my French, but that's true. So, I like I said, I almost threw hands over this kid. But anyway, it got like in the dorm that I was in, it was a lot of younger cats in there. All right, there was a lot of younger dudes, and they came like this prison that I was in. This minimum, there's no fence, there's no barbed wire, there's no fence, there's no nothing, right? So this brilliant kid, and he was a loose cannon. He was the type of kid that just was off the walls. All right, he was harmless, but like he was just all over the place. All right, he acted like he was in I don't know, like a camp and not prison. All right, and they ended up putting it by this kid. Wait, we'll hook you up with crazy commissary if you try to escape. I'm not playing with you. I'm actually gonna try to dig up the article on this because I know it was in the paper up there. And so that's what happened. They were talking this kid into escaping from the prison. What? So the kid, said, "Hell no, like I ain't doing that, whatever." People said, "We'll hook you up with $100 in commissary. You try to escape from the prison." I told this kid, "Listen, I'm like, leave the kid alone. You know what I'm saying? The kid ain't gonna try to escape from here. Hell no. What you kind of trying to do? Get this kid killed?" I was trying to put an end to that, right? But nobody's trying to hear that shit. And I'm not trying to intervene with what, try to, intervene like that. I just threw that out there, leave that kid alone. But over time, they kept fucking with him and, whatnot. So, sure enough, after like a week or two goes by, they had it all worked out. We'll hook you up. We'll feed you. Whatever. You rock out. You leave this prison. You take off running. We'll hook you up with $100 commissary. Well, guess what? The kid finally agreed to it, right? I couldn't believe it. I didn't believe him. I thought he was just saying this, and I just didn't believe it. You know what I mean? You can't be that far off. I mean, but come to find out, this kid was a few fries short of a Happy Meal. I mean, he was out to lunch, checked out, never returned. That's how he was. So, little did they know, like the kid must not have been thinking ahead. All right, why are you gonna try to escape for $100 in commissary that you ain't gonna be able to have? Like he must have not thought that far. And I tried telling him this. He said, "Well, I'm coming back." I'm like, "What?" So that was the deal. That's what was supposed to rock out. That's what was supposed to happen. He was just supposed to leave for a little bit, and then he was coming back. All right, and then we're gonna give him the $100 in commissary once he came back. Guess what? That shit didn't go as planned, alright? Because what happened was, I'll never forget it. Shit crazy, right? At this time, I worked on the outside crew, okay? And at this facility that I was in, I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and, my crew, we'd go to this farm, about 5 minutes down the road, and we go, it was like a beef, like cows. It was beef cows. And, yeah, we worked on this farm there. So, sure enough, we're there. We just get there. We're there maybe, I don't know, an hour and a half. It's like 7 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden the COs come rushing in there. Because when we go to this farm, we're rocking out. They go to this farm is pretty big, all right. And they had this trailer on the farm where the COs would go hang out. They'd sleep, kick back, kick their feet up. We could do anything we want at this farm. I mean, there's been times that me and my boy, we'd go up in the woods, and we've been in people's backyards type shit. I mean, we'd walk the woods, and they'd let us rock out for like 3-4 hours. We get our work done. We have like 2 hours to kill. We used to play poker, do whatever. I almost at one time, had my old lady, my old lady I'm with now. I was trying to convince her to come up there You know what I'm saying? That's how people were doing that. It was crazy. I mean, we've had people drop off alcohol there. Yeah, crazy, right? That's how that place was. So when we were there, right, the COs, they were at this trailer, mind you, okay? Because like I said, they're not on top of us there. They let us rock out. Cool ass CO. He's been there like 30 years. He didn't give a shit, right? He comes running into the door. In the van now. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. 'Cause it was like one of them little state buses. Get on the bus. We had to fly back to the facility, and we didn't know what the hell was going on at first. And I'm like, what the fuck? We're all like, what the fuck's going on? He wouldn't say nothing. He can't tell us why. So, and I'm like, oh shit. And then the dude that I was with, he knew what the hell I was talking about. And we're like, he must have done it. That's the only thing we can think of, because if something's breaking down, going down in the prison, there's a fight, anything like that, we ain't being rushed back to the prison for somebody fighting or anything like that. It has to be somebody took off. And that's exactly what happened. We get back to the prison, and by the time we got back there was state police, there was everything. We had to get off the buses with our hands behind our head, walk into the dorm. We had to get strip searched, or into the prison. In the main prison, or the entrance, we had to get strip searched, and we were all placed in the gym. All right, one by one. They had to look at our IDs and do this, and then we had to go straight to our dorm that we were assigned to, right to our bed. We couldn't, they told us stay there, couldn't move. This went on for hours. We couldn't believe it, man. This went on for hours. Like I said, this was like dead early in the morning, and it's right around noon now. And they're bringing bag lunches to our dorm. We're eating P&Js and stuff like that. I mean, chips. We can't leave. Only thing we can do, if you have to take a leak or whatever, go piss, they have to escort you to the bathroom. And I ended up climbing on top of my locker, right? It's a big ass locker, and there's these windows, and they got cages over them. So I remember peeking out the window, seeing what's going on outside, and there's cops everywhere. I mean, the shit was crazy. It was unreal. I'm like, this dude's done. And there's nowhere for him to go. There's nowhere for this kid to go. Alright? And that's the crazy shit. And, well, guess what? I don't know, about 2 o'clock. We've been locked down for probably about 7 hours, 6, 7 hours. And all of a sudden we hear pop, pop. Because, mind you, this is summertime right now. We have the windows down. We hear pop, pop. We heard shots. Wow. Everybody's like, holy shit. We knew what happened. Yup. They ended up shooting them. And it was crazy. All for $100 with a commissary that he'll never got. Alright. So we got shot. Alright, they shot his ass. And that was it, man. That's what happened. They shot him, and he lived. Alright, yeah, he lived. They shot him in the ass, and he ended up going to the box. Alright, and I actually looked him up right before I started making this video, and he is still in solitary confinement to this day. And where I went to the SHU, upstate New York, that's what it is, upstate box correctional facility, and he is still there today. And that shit sucks. It was a sad thing, and dudes acted like after that took place, I was just all down over it. Like, I'm like, this shouldn't have happened. I was telling my boy and everything, and the people I fucked with had a conscience. You know what I mean? I didn't mess around with these cats, these wild ones, and like, I was watching a lot of these dudes going around. This white boy crazy. They were laughing about it, joking and cracking jokes on it, and and I thought it was crazy. And I felt awful for this kid. Alright, this kid just got shot because these people talked this kid into escaping, a prison for $100 in commissary, which is nothing. They could have got this man killed over, convincing him to escape and come back. Come on, man. So please, man, if anybody's watching this out on bail or watching this locked up right now, Try to put an end to that kind of shit. If you know you're locked up, you see people doing this thing, try to put an end to that, man. I can't stand watching people do this to people like this. That's just foul, man. That kid, that's another human being, regardless. Yeah, he was out to lunch. He's somebody I wouldn't be rocking with in the street or nothing like that. But he is another human being, and I couldn't stand seeing that, man. So that's what happened. That was the end of it. And what happened was me and my boy ended up, boomeranging a letter to him, and he must have got it, but we never heard back from him because I don't know if he wrote back to the address we boomeranged it from. Boomeranging means like if you want to get a letter to somebody in prison because you cannot write from prison inmate to inmate. You can't do that when you're upstate, so you got to send it to your people outside, and then they send it to the person. So I ended up signing out like $20 to throw to the kid, and my boy threw him some money out of his account. So you got probably about 40, $50 sent to him, to help him out while he's in the box, because you can get commissary in the box. So we did that for him, and I'll never forget that. That's something that I just couldn't believe happened. And hearing them gunshots, at first we thought he was dead. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that man's life just ended over fucking $100 in commissary. All right, crazy. So that's what happened. I thought I'd share that story with you guys. Please hit that like button. It'll help me build this channel. Get this channel out there. The more likes I get, the more views I get. So I truly appreciate it if you guys will do that. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and hit that notification bell so you guys, get the latest content being dropped. So also, you guys know how I end this video. I'm going to end this here. Thanks for all the love and support, you guys. You know how I go. Hope everybody's staying free, safe, and corona free. See ya.